Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video I'll show you how I transformed this beautiful vintage chandelier using a color technique that does not make it lose its value. I'll also teach you a great memorizing method on how you're able to reassemble its crystals back to their original position once painted. Well, now that has been said, let's get started. This chandelier has a total of 181 crystals. The first step is to detach the crystals from the body so you can paint it afterwards. This is the method that I use to memorize where each crystal belongs to. First, you want to draw a rough sketch of the body of the chandelier. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to have the exact shape of the legs of the chandelier so you can use it as a reference. Once sketched, you want to divide the chandelier into levels starting from top to bottom. The first level is number 1, and the very first crystal from the top you want to label it as letter A. Here's my sketch as an example. I drew in the first crystals that sits on the very top, and I label it with the letter A. I also left a side note letting me know that the letter A has a total of 8 crystals. The next crystal from level 1 is B, and the next one is C. You want to label each crystal from top to bottom until the level 1 is completed. Once level 1 is completed, you can move on to the next level and continue using the same principle. Always start from top to bottom and make sure to leave a side note to each letter letting you know how many crystals each letter has. Once all the levels are completed, your sketch should look something like this. This drawing may look complicated, but in reality, creating it makes you truly understand your chandelier shape and where each crystal belongs. Once your sketch is all set, we can move on to the next step, which is to create the labels. Using a piece of paper, you want to create small labels with the letters of the alphabet. If your chandelier has more crystals than the letters of the alphabet, you can use numbers to label them instead of letters. Once your labels are created, you then want to attach them to a plastic bag or box. If you don't have enough bags or boxes to divide each crystal, you can set a space aside your table or the floor and place each label apart from each other so you can make piles of the crystals to store them that way. I went for plastic bags. Once all my bags were labeled, using your sketch to help you, you can then pick a letter from your sketch and detach each crystal from that letter and place it inside its labeled bag. I recommend you start with letter A and work your way down. Once all the crystals are successfully detached and stored, we can move on to the next step, which is to paint. First, using water and soap, you want to clean the chandelier from any dust so your paint can attach to it effortlessly. Also, many crystal chandelier come with these accents. They are also detachable, so if your chandelier has them, make sure to take them out before painting it as well. Finally, using a thick piece of tape, you want to place it on top of the candle cover so paint won't go in. Use multiple stripes if necessary, but make sure paint doesn't get inside or it won't light up. Once prepped, we can begin to paint. I use this gorgeous champagne. I'll link it down below in case you are interested. Now, just painting the chandelier one solid color would be doing this piece a huge disfavor. It makes it look one-dimensional and it looks like it was spray painted. The solution for this is to add shadows to give it more dimension. Using black paint, paint the spots that would naturally have a shadow. I would also add it under the candle plates. Another tip while painting is to rotate the chandelier clockwise and then paint it counterclockwise. This will guarantee an even coat of paint to each side. Another place I recommend adding shadows is to where the arms curve inwards. That's where I would expect the shadow to be. Next, while the paint is still wet, you want to use the same champagne color from before and ever so slightly spray it on top of the black to diffuse the shadow. The reason why you want to do this while the paint is still wet is because the particles of both paints, when wet, mix together, making the final color look seamlessly. While that is drying, we can now paint the chandelier candle covers before moving on to the final painting step. For the candle covers, I recommend you paint them a different color of the chandelier. This helps it look more legitimate. I went with a solid silver for a subtle contrast. Another thing I recommend when spray painting something while it's laying down is to remove it from the spot that you spray painted it on before the paint dries, because the paint from the sides will also dry and it might damage the paint from your object when you pick it up. I left a few parts gold because I like the look of mixed metals. After, I mixed gold and silver and a little bit of black to create a darker champagne shade. I will leave the paints that I used for this linked down below. Then using a small sponge, you want to add the color throughout the arm, and using the clean side of the sponge, you want to quickly pat it, spreading the color even more. You want to do this while still allowing the light champagne color to peep through in between. This will give the metal a weather look finish that will make it look more vintage. Here's a side-by-side comparison. The original chandelier also had this weather look finish, so by doing this, the chandelier essentially looks exactly how it would look if it came in silver. You want to continue doing this to each leg of the chandelier. Once done, you need to seal in the paint or it will chip off. I always use an oil-based polyurethane paint sealer with a semi-gloss finish. I will link the one that I'm using down below. Once everything was sealed, these are the paint results. I absolutely love how this paint turned out. It now matches my living room decor, but it still looks vintage and legitimate. The color dances with the light and the shadow adds the perfect touch of definition. No one would be able to say that this chandelier wasn't originally bought in this color. Once painted, we can move on to the placement of the chandelier crystals back to their position. Using your graph as a reference, you want to start off with letter A. First, add all the crystals from the first letter before moving to the next. If you do the graph correctly, there's no way of making a mistake. Between the clips that you're watching right now and the ones of me painting, there is a 3-month gap between each other because I had to travel. But even so, I was able to place the crystals and the parts of the chandelier with ease because this method really doesn't allow you to commit a mistake. I just continued to add each crystal to its position, and once everything was in place, these are the final results. Don't forget that I transformed this chandelier for my living room makeover. The video is now out. I will leave its link down below so you can watch it. Really quick, don't forget to subscribe to my sister and my bunny's channel. I'll leave these links down below. Also visit my online boutique and don't forget to follow me on Instagram to stay in touch. Well, now that has been said, once again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I wish you a very blessed day. May God bless you, and